Hey, what's up? It's Ben from WODprep, and in this video, I am going to try to predict a few brand new movements that we're gonna see in this year's 2020 CrossFit Open. For the first time ever, this Open is being held in October. It's crazy. It's actually the beginning of the 2020 CrossFit Games qualification process, and I'm predicting that CrossFit is going to pull out all the stops. Dave Castro is going to program new movements that we've never seen before, at least not in the Open. Also, really quick, if you want to get your best score possible in the Open, whether that's doing the Open workouts on your own for fun, or maybe it's actually participating in the CrossFit Open and registering, which, by the way, I suggest everyone should do. It's so much fun. If you are registering, everybody wants to get their best score possible. At the end of this video, I'm going to give you basically a sneak peek on how you can get your best score possible. We are going to be giving away some incredible free information this year, some strategy guides, and at the end of this video, I'm going to tell you exactly how you can get a hold of those strategy guides and become a WODprep insider. But let's get into it. What are the 7 or so CrossFit movements that we are going to see for the first time ever in the CrossFit Open? Movement number 1. We saw it in the CrossFit Games, and that is toes to rings. I think a lot of people are predicting that this one does show up in the Open, and I agree with them completely. I think that it's a great scalable movement. It does a great job, developing the core. It involves a lot of coordination. It's similar to the toes to bar, so maybe we don't see the toes to bar this year if they add toes to rings into the equation. But what's really cool here is that you can do muscle ups and toes to rings on the same piece of equipment. So I wouldn't be surprised if we had some sort of workout that had toes to rings and muscle ups in some form of combination, because it's just a no-brainer. Maybe that's not true, but I wouldn't be surprised if it happens. So make sure, if you haven't practiced them yet, hit some toes to rings and see if you can string them together without wildly death swinging back and forth. Maybe if you keep an eye out on our channel and hit that subscribe button and smash that notification bell, you'll get a notification when we release a toes to rings instructional video. We haven't done that yet, but maybe we will. So hit that subscribe and smash that bell. Next, another movement that we saw in the CrossFit Games is a dumbbell split something. Okay, so in the games we had a dumbbell clean and jerk. Some people were doing a dumbbell into like a hang clean into a split jerk, or we also saw a hang split snatch. I expect one of those, maybe not both of them, but I expect one of them potentially to show up this year. It uses one dumbbell, so that's less equipment requirements, and 2, it's just kind of it's an easy movement to program. You don't have to use up very much space, and they're showing that obviously they care about the movement because CrossFit programmed it in the previous Open. So if you've never practiced it, make sure you practice the variations that they showed us at the games. That was, I believe, a hang clean into a jerk, and then they also just did straight from the hang into a split snatch, and you had to alternate which foot you were using. It's really hard to do if you've never done it. Obviously, we'll share all kinds of strategy about how you can get better at it if it is programmed, but I'd practice on your own for now to get ready for the Open. Movement number 3 that I want to talk about is, we're gonna cover a couple other dumbbell variations. So movement number 3 that I wanna talk about is some sort of dumbbell box burpee thing. We might see a ton of different variations of dumbbell movements. Obviously, they've demonstrated in the past that dumbbells are not off limits in the Open. So here's a couple different movements that they could potentially do. Maybe a dumbbell burpee box step over. So you have to do a burpee and then you carry the dumbbells up and over a box. If you've never done those are really, really freaking hard. They could do something like a burpee box jump over, and then you have to do something with the dumbbells on each side of the box. I've seen stuff like that programmed. Another idea is something like a devil's press. That's a movement that has been programmed in various qualifiers, maybe not from CrossFit HQ, but we could see some variation of that. That could be like a double dumbbell snatch, or it could be basically a burpee and then a double dumbbell snatch, which is what everybody calls a devil's press. I don't know who invented it, but kudos to you, my friend. That is a great movement. If you know who invented it, leave it in the comments below. Or you can just say you invented it and just totally make it up. That's fine too. Number 4, another dumbbell movement that I think we might see is a dumbbell overhead squat. Again, this is something that you only need one piece of equipment. Everyone's demonstrated that they have that piece of equipment. A dumbbell overhead squat would be a great movement to program because it's very challenging. It shows that you have great mobility and a lot of overhead stability. If you've never practiced one of these, I highly suggest practicing. I don't know why I think they're gonna show up. I just think it's a movement that would throw a lot of people for a loop. They've demonstrated squats with a dumbbell, so why not do an overhead squat, a one-armed overhead squat with a dumbbell? That could be a great way for CrossFit HQ to test our fitness, and my goodness, it would smoke a lot of people. So if you've never tried it out, make sure you try that movement before the open. Sorry for the interruption, but I have someone here to give you a special message. Alfred would like for you to hit the subscribe button down there. Isn't that right? Yes, it is. Alfred would like you to subscribe. So for the past 3 movements, we've covered dumbbell things, okay? So what else? What else can we potentially, what might we see from CrossFit HQ in this year's Open? Well, I think, and I hope, we see a barbell complex. I would love to see a barbell complex. When I say a barbell complex, I mean a heavy weightlifting movement where you have to do multiple reps in order for it to be one complete rep. So for instance, it could be something like 2 fronts, or maybe a clean into 2 front squats plus an overhead press or shoulder to overhead or something like that. Or it could be 3 deadlifts into a hang power clean into, there's like a million different movements that could potentially happen. Like literally there are an infinite amount of combinations that they could throw at us. So in the comments below, let me know, what barbell complex would you like to see? Maybe it could be something like a bear complex, like 1 full cycle of a bear complex as heavy as possible. We might see like something like a 3 rep max overhead squat. That would kind of be a little boring, but it could happen. So what sort of multi-rep barbell movement would you like to see? Leave that in the comments below, and then I'll argue with you in the comments. Just kidding, I love the barbell, so I'd probably agree with you in the comments. All right, last but not least, this is a movement that a lot of people have been predicting for years. I've been a little bit more on the fence. I don't think it's going to show up because it's so hard to judge. That is the pistol. So nothing demonstrates lower body mobility quite as well as a pistol, but I'll be honest with you, they're really difficult to judge. I can generally tell when people are getting reps done and all kinds of other movements, but seeing the hip crease below someone's knee during a pistol, it's really freaking complicated, and I just don't see it showing up. But I have to include it in this video because if it shows up and I didn't predict it, then I totally blew it. So I really think that pistols are an option. It is a potential. They were programmed at the games. They're programmed online all the time at CrossFit HQ. So why wouldn't we see a pistol in the open? I personally think it's just because they're really, really difficult to judge, but I don't know, let me know. Let me know in the comments. I know I'm telling you to leave lots of comments, but maybe this will trigger you. Leave a comment below and let me know. Do you think pistols are something we should see in the open? And if so, can you do them? If you can't, remember, we have lots of videos. If you just go into the search bar and type in WODprep pistols, guess what? We have videos for you. You can pretty much do that with every single CrossFit movement. It's kind of like we've tried to make videos for you to help you get better at CrossFit. On that note, I hope that you liked these movements. I want to know which movement you think is the most likely to show up in this year's Open. If you haven't left a comment by now, my goodness, please leave one below and let me know which one of these movements you think is the most likely to show up. Or if you want, you can just throw in your own idea. What do you think is going to show up? Last but not least, I promised you in the beginning of the video that I was going to give you some awesome free stuff and free strategies. That's what I'm doing now. If you click the link in the first comment or the link in the description, that's where you're going to be able to sign up for the WODprep CrossFit Open strategies. So we're not associated with CrossFit. I know that might have sounded like it. We're not associated with CrossFit in any way, shape, or form, but I do release strategy guides that help you get your best score possible in every single open workout. So when 20.1 is released on that Thursday night, we are going to work our butt off to get content made for you so that you get your best score possible. If you want the complete strategy guide, not just the video that we release here on YouTube, but the complete written strategy guide with mindset tips and warm-ups and cool downs and mobility and all kinds of great insider tips and tactics, you can get all that for free. Just click the link in the description or the link that I've included in the comments below. I pinned a comment for you. So I hope I see you on that insider list, and I really want to see you in the comments. If you haven't yet, smash that subscribe button, smash the notification bell so that all the videos that I have planned that I'm going to be shooting, I'm going to be working my butt off between now and the Open to make sure I'm bringing you great content. So if you want all that, hit those buttons and you'll never miss a video from us again. And I am going to see you soon in the next video. Peace.